is in the exact spot where I watched the moon get covered up last night. And let me flip it around if I can. It's right in this area. That's where the moon was, that when it disappeared by the dark clouds. Now the sun's in that area. It was like the other day, the moon, I was trying to say it last night before the light started flickering, everything went out. The moon the other night was way over here in the southeast corner, the last real footage I got of it. And then how can it deviate from its course to like way over here? Unless the moon is not what we think it is, unless the moon is actually something different. No, there's, and we've all seen it. I've seen it happen before. It deviates from its course. How can it deviate from its course unless it's not the moon? What if it's what if it's like the Death Star? It could very well be the Death Star. And the dream state. Is there something about the moon controlling our dreams? See, that's the thing. And last night when I had, in my dream state, someone said that something was after me, something was after us. And I said, it can't get us. And I woke up, and as soon as I closed my eyes again, I heard a voice. They created another realm. And right before me, with they created another realm, it was black. It was in the form of a computer screen, and it was real fuzzy. That was the realm that they were coming through. This whatever type of thing that's out there, this life form. And then I started thinking about it this morning. Jeannie, you're supposed to be talking about the moon. Well, the moon's in the sun is in the same place where the moon rose and disappeared last night before the strong winds came. And you know what else I saw? When those strong winds came and the lightning was lighting up the sky and knocked out the power, it lit up that whole corner of the sky, that whole section. The moon was nowhere to be seen. It literally looked like daylight and no moon, no nothing. But the wind was, it was ferocious. It's blowing things all over. It blew out some more tree branches. What's going to happen? And we know what's going to happen. Hello, Michael. The weather's going to get more erratic. It is. And if you're not prepared for the erraticness, then you're going to be, I guess, that's all I got to say. Yeah, it's nothing to mess around with, the world that we're living in. It's not, on all different types of levels. The moon as the Death Star, could be, could be. I know I was wide awake last night when all the power went out. Of course, we had candles and stuff. I collected candles every time I go to the store. If I went to a thrift store, it's been for years now. Anytime I'd see candles that were at a really good price, oh, I'd buy them up because you could get them 10 cents a piece. Let's see, there's the sun. It's right up in that area. You can see it moving. That's where the moon was, but then there's another bright spot, another bright spot. Hello, Sharon, honey. The last night I was told in my dream state they've created another realm to where they can come through, and we know what it is. You've seen the movies where they come through the computers. They suck you through their portals and stuff like that. It was all fuzzy. Is what it was, fuzzy black with, you know, the specs that you would see of a TV. And if they're that type of entity, I could see where we would have a catastrophic mutating events like a computer virus that literally would spread throughout everything and take over the whole world. I could see it. It's very plausible. But this weather and stuff, you all see this. Why does this want to flip over like that when I'm trying to do this? I'm trying to shrink this down and it wants to do that. Hello, Susan B. Honey. I know you've seen the moon rising and it comes up late. When I got it the other night, it was literally way over there. That ain't been that long ago. And last night it got there, and of course it was orange too. Just like the orange of when the sun rises, the moon had the orange in that area too. And the dark clouds came and they covered it up. and then the wind started blowing, and then the power went out, and just, it was wild. It was so wild. But I was wide awake, running out there in the wind. It was. It's okay, you all. You should have a backup plan. You should. If your power goes out, have some type of light source if you can. And there's no telling how long it would be out. I don't know what a solar generator would do ya. Someone mentioned, a solar generator would be something good to have if the moon is the moon. If the sun is going to continue to be erratic, and it is, it would be good to have something like that maybe. Who knows how much those things cost. Hello, Jay Jocelyn. Good morning. They're coming through the other rim. They created a rim. They have, literally, they created a network for the other life form to come through, all the life forms, so that they can spread everywhere and they can control the humans. Gina, you're talking about the moon. Well, I'm talking about my dream too. That's why I woke up. I woke up around 12:30. I think it was last night, and I saw the moon, and I wanted to come outside and get it. But before I even got out here to set up, the dark clouds came and overtook it. And it was in a different place. It used to be over there, but now it was over here, and I didn't see it anymore, and the sun came up right in the same spot. There's something to the sun and the moon. They're off their natural course. And the only way they could be off their natural course is just maybe they got swapped out. Hello, Tony. Yes, you are. Good morning. Something isn't, and your dreams have been so erratic. Something else. It was about the plasma from the sun. I did read about it. How do you stop the gamma rays from going through your body? You know how you do a search on the internet, and they have the questions that you can drop down the menus. What can stop the gamma rays? Not even a piece of paper, maybe some lead and some concrete. Who wants to live a world like that? I don't want to live like that. Then someone said, does graphene stop gamma rays? It said somewhat, but graphene is a wonderful conductor of electricity. It is. It's living too. Then if you think of graphene in everybody's body, and if it keeps multiplying, I don't know if it can, if it's a life form, if it can multiply on its own, somehow find a way to replicate and reproduce. If you are some type of matter or something like that, and you have the ability to reproduce, no matter if it's a duplicate and a duplicate and a duplicate, you are considered a life form. Plasma can do that. How they keep duplicating and duplicating and duplicating and duplicating. When we would do the plasma, that would show up with these high efficiency lights, because they have plasma gas in them, and the plasma would grow and grow and grow and grow. And as we know, the lightning is plasma. It's a life form. It is. But the graphene, I'm wondering now, is the graphene going to, is it some type of a life form also? Toxoplasma gondii are all in the U.S. Well, thank you. Yeah, there's some people are losing it, you all. Have you noticed it? Gina, you're one of them. Right, right. No, I'm not. Um, I'm not losing it. You're not losing it. But there are some people are losing it. It's, no. If you got the opportunity, I would encourage you, I really would. Go get you some candles or something at a store. Get you some cheap tea candles. It'd be better than nothing. Those are individuals. They only burn for like an hour, but they may suffice for what you need them to do. Because when the lights finally do go out and they stay out, there's not going to be stuff like that around. Let me tell you something too. Let's talk about money. Wow, that's one of the taboo subjects. You know, cash is king. When the lights go out, no, it's not. It's not. Listen to this. Suppose you go to the grocery store. Suppose you go to the Walmart. The electricity has went out. The generators aren't really like doing whatever. The cash registers are down. The cash registers are digital. And if you walk into that store and thinking you're going to pay cash, and they got digital cash registers, they got digital system where they have to account for every single penny that comes in, your cash ain't going to do you no good. Suppose you go into a gas station and they're all digital too, and they got to keep track of all their uh, cash flows. You want to pay cash, well, it's not going to do you no good anyhow because the pumps are going to be down. It's across the board. Everything relies on the system, this digital system. Your cash isn't going to do you no good if you're trying to buy anything in this digital system and it stays down for a long, long, long time. You're going to have something tangible, something solid, something that you could barter with, something that literally people can hold in their hand, something physical that they're going to need. And then what happens when, if you see like in the other countries, Russia kept print. Zimbabwe, that currency has been changed so many times, and then the Weimar Republic, inflation comes and your money is not poof. The money you got in your hand, it has literally lost its value, and it's worthless, totally worthless, because you didn't spend it when you had the opportunity. Really, think about it. You're finding that out right now, that if you go into the store, you're paying double, sometimes three times of what you normally would have paid had you bought what you wanted back then, really. Good morning, Dragonfly 17. I'm talking about the moon. Gina, it doesn't sound like you're talking about the moon. It sounds like you're talking about cash. Well, I'm just thinking about when the electricity goes out, the whole world is dependent, more or less. The system, it's electrical, it's digital, and gonna be up the creek without a paddle. Really, think about it. If you're not prepared, up the creek, you can't go in a store and use gold to buy something. you can't. You can't go into a store or somewhere else with silver and buy something. If the grid is down, you could just kiss it goodbye. You'll be lucky you can get what you can get. You better have something really tangible. If you ever came to my house and you thought, well, I'm going to trade you some of this gold for some food that you got, I'm saying, I don't want your gold. No, because I can't eat it. I don't want your money because I can't eat it. No, because I can't use your money. Your money now is worthless. They're going to make it to the where the money is going to be totally worthless. It is. You know it is, you all. I would not put all my faith in that money. I would not. You better put your faith in Almighty God to steer and guide you in the right direction, is what you should do. Gina, there, you don't like people telling you what you should do and what you shouldn't do. Well, I'm gonna reverberate. Boom. That's what people say. This is what you should do. You know what you should do. You do. You don't need me to telling you. But if you want to hold on to something that's literally going to lose its value, go ahead. There's many examples of things losing their value, and it's not just money in this world, really. This world is just going to fade away one day, you all. You know it. Fade completely away. Houses depreciate in value. Cars depreciate in value. It's like a big game, really. If you think about it, it's just like, pooh, you can predict things that are going to happen. I'm talking about the moon. It rose last night in the clouds, and the sun rose in the same area right there. Before I could get my phone hooked up to that scope, they took it over, and then the strong winds came, and the wind was whistling. It was very strong. The rain was beaten down, and that was the end of that, you all. It was no moon. And what if the moon is a Death Star? It could be a Death Star. It really could. What if the moon and the sun aren't what we think it is? What if we got some imitations up there in the sky? We could. We very well could. I know we can't see nothing right now. Let me pop it back over. Good morning, Amber Honey. Hello there, Caroline, Charlotte, honey. That's right. So dire, only for the wicked, not choosing. Frank, honey, you are from South Louisiana, and you would trade you some good Gulf shrimp for some good homegrown tomatoes and potatoes. I do like shrimp. I do. I would love it grilled or sauteed, but I don't want it half raw. Fried shrimp is good too. It is. And I just don't like cleaning the shrimp out when you get the whole shrimp and you got to clean out that yuck and the slice it. I did a whole bunch one time. Got my knife and did do the little thing and cleaned it out. But it was really good when I got done and cooked it the way that I wanted to. The shrimp on the Barbie. It's great. Some people can't eat it. That's right, you are. You got food, you're going to trade with somebody with food because you're going to want some of the food that they want, and they're going to want some of the kind of food that you got. You are. That's right. Um, another CME burst today, CLK, honey. All there would be is Walmart and Shoppers, Drug Mart, and Dollar Mart, MK. Well, the Dollar Trees are, they're going bye-bye. Aldi is a food company that is really growing. It is. Let me see it. You had 3 military choppers go over your house yesterday. You're welcome, Christina Estrada. Yeah, the bird sounds good. It does. You got to get your house in order. We do. Get your spiritual house in order. Solidify it, and stand guard. Stand guard over your house, your spiritual house, because you don't know when the thief is going to come in and try to break in. You better stand guard over your physical house right here too, not just this one. No, I'm talking about this one. Also, stand guard on it. Because if you knew what time the thief would come, you would not let your house get broken into. You wouldn't. And that includes this house right there. You wouldn't allow it because you would be standing guard. You'd be on your guard. Well, you better be on your guard because things are heating up. It is. Let me flip it around. The moon came up in this area of the sky. It deviated from its course. This windstorm, this exact area where the moon was at, right around in this area, and then I didn't see it no more. You have to ask yourself, why does the sun and the moon look the same? Why are they the same shape, same diameter in the sky, exactly the same? Because sometimes the moon, when the moon rises in the sky or sets, the moon can get really big, just like the sun. The sun can get really big also. Why is that, really? And what if there is no ice wall? What if beyond the ice wall, there's more land and they know it, more worlds, more worlds? It's like a life of illusion. Hello, birdie. I don't know where the birdie's at. It's all right. Um, I would like to say, is anybody else getting sick with like, you feel like you got a cold or something coming on? There's supposed to be something else going around too. I don't want to, it looks like it's got some little bit of dirt on that. I don't know if I want to eat it. Well, I might eat it. Mmm, mmm. That one had a seed. That had a seed. The ones the other day, they didn't have much of a seed in them at all. The Lion's Gate, supposedly. I've never heard of the Lion's Gate until, I don't know, 2019 or so. Never heard of any of all this kind of stuff. I was too busy living my life in the Matrix. It was. Living my life in the matrix. That's right. If you're just tuning in, the moon, I tried to get it last night, and the other part of the sky, it deviated from its course, and the sun rose this morning where the moon left off. I couldn't tell you if that moon is up there in that sky or not. I wouldn't be able to tell because the clouds have hit it, and it was like 12:30 last night. And I woke up because someone said they, in my dream state, they have created a new realm to come through, and it was like a look. It was kind of like a computer screen or something. It was black and it was fuzzy, and that's how they're coming through, like a portal now. Is there a realm where they can travel in and out? And if we did have a cyber attack, and it was a life form that did it, uh, it's gonna take over everything. Be like the Star Trek series where that life form got in all over all the computer systems on the Star Trek, the Enterprise. It took over its systems, and it was in control. I don't even know how they got it out. Maybe they made peace with it, and they shared the power. They could have. You're sick to your stomach, May. It's an astronomical. The matrix is working your last nerve. KG, honey, yes. Um, well, there's lots of theories out there that one would attribute to astrological things. There are, but there's could be a lot more than that. There could, like the ascension symptoms, 5G, radiation coming from the sun, gamma rays coming from the sun, poisoning. Um, they can't all be right, but they're all a school of thought that's out there. Some have validity to them, physical validity, due to the effects, and some don't. Hold on a second. Where are you going? Okay. My husband's got a VA appointment. I thought, where you going? You said you ain't going into work today, but now he's got his VA appointment. Um, do you live in the tropics, Gina Maria Ray Ray? No, I live in Indiana. My property has lots of trees around it because we planted all the vegetation, everything you see except for these two locust trees, and there's two great big trees down there, and we have 7 apple trees that we didn't plant, and these two locust trees and the pine trees and the trees around the pond, everything else we planted. So it might look like the tropics. It's only because of all the greenery. It's got good energy. It really does. I like it. I like it this time of year. I like it when the fall comes too. It's pretty out. And of course, my daughter grows these plants, and they come indoors in the wintertime, and they sit under grow lights. Yeah. You love the beautiful plants. Thank you, child of the sun. For your better half would ask you, Frank, where are you going? And you would always answer crazy. Oh my gosh. Crazy, come with me. Wow. Well, you better be careful. If someone tells you they're going crazy. Yeah, because you may not want to go where that craziness might take you. You may not. It would be certainly a roller coaster. It would be. Yeah, you have the moon. It was there last night, and I wanted to get it. And then the dark clouds came, and it was gone. And that's where the sun rose, right in that same spot. There are often times at the observatories. I want to ask this question: has anybody else had any trouble getting on the NASA website where they have their Soho products, and are the Canada, France, Hawaii telescope, the that page, because for the life of me, it doesn't matter what computer I use, it's loading super, super slow. And it's been that way for a long time. I can't get, that's why you ain't been seeing no images from the Canada, France, Hawaii telescope of the observatories in Hawaii. They're literally loading so slow, and half the time they will not load. I've tried it. I said, I cannot sit here for 2 minutes waiting for you to try to load, and then you blinking and blinking and blinking. 2 to 5 minutes, that's the NASA stuff too. I'm doing good, Richard, honey. Has anyone else had any trouble going to those sites if you've got a computer? Because it's not working on my ISPs. I think they got me pinged for some strange reason. Yeah, the anxiety is a symptom of something. Um, let me, Brandon, is anxiety a symptom for what? Ascension symptoms? The sun's energy? The world that we live in, the chaotic world, there could be a lot of answers to that. A lot of sources. Your life could cause you anxiety. Good morning, Lori, honey. Good morning. Good morning, you all. What was the talk? Is anybody having trouble getting on those NASA websites and the Hawaii observatories, main ones? I can't get on them. Can't. I can, but they won't load for me. Otherwise, I'd been sharing them. But you can't share something that doesn't want to load. And I'm not just going to share a screenshot. I'll be lucky if I get a screenshot. Oh, May, honey, that's okay. You have a good day, too. Oh, my hair. My hair is a wild mess. I just woke up and I don't use a brush on my hair or comb or anything. I just use my hands. Good morning. You know what I think? I think nobody on here goes to those sites, is what I'm thinking. Maybe there's too much information on those sites. Your body muscle cramps, Tony, honey. Stress amongst your friends. You keep telling them to stay away from the baseball in the heat. That's right, because it'll drag you down. It really will drag you down. The stuff's coming from the sun, even in your house. It could get to you just 1 minute outside. People's bones are becoming more brittle. And I don't know what they're trying to say is causing it, but that is an issue. Bones becoming brittle. I don't know how you're going to get beyond it. You've been dragging all weekend. Yeah. If you're just tuning in, the moon came up in the wrong part of the sky. And the sun came up in the exact same spot where the moon, I last saw it last night. Hello. Okay. Alrighty then, you all. Alrighty. You haven't been to those sites. It's okay. So, Star, thank you for answering. Yeah, I'm just having difficulty with it on my computers. They don't want to load for me. I've had that happen before too, but this is only like the third time it's ever happened, maybe only the second. Oh well. It's not meant, obviously, for some strange reason. You're supposed to be focusing on other things, like this outdoors. Yeah. You took unscheduled naps this last weekend. I think a lot of people did. Calcium for stronger bones. Frank, honey, you know what? They measure the bone density in people, and they tell you to take calcium supplements. And when you go back to the doctor, they will measure your density in your bones. It didn't help. It didn't help people. There was no increase in it. There's something really strange happening, you all. There really is. Our bodies could be breaking down on a cellular level. People got the chipped teeth, your cells being degraded, your body mutating. Let's hope we don't. Well, I'm not going to say it because it's not very nice at all. I'm not. Yes, Jaquita, honey, I did a video on that. It's been several years back when this whole ordeal started. And, I mentioned something. And I got a severe backlash. I lost over around 300 subscribers because of what I said. And it was referring to that. Oh, I did. There was an enormous uproar. There was. It was on the YouTube. And it was on the Facebook too. I got it from both ends. Both ends. When I mentioned that. Well, I still believe it, what I said, even though I got a big backlash from it. Because it's coming and it's here, but it's going to, that's your DNA upgrade that they're talking about. That's all I'm going to say. But the moon, it came up in the wrong part of the sky. It should have came up over there, right there, and it didn't last night. It came up right over here, and it disappeared, and then the sun came up in the exact same place. Yeah, I am going to go. I am. And with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, I love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day, you all.